All right, guys, ChatGPT just came out with a new version 4.0, and we are here to tell you the top 5 new features that you have to learn about. This new version is incredible, right?
I've been obsessed for the past 6 days.
Yes. So I'm Kelly, and this is my mom, Kathy, and we are with Tech-Savvy Realty Solutions. We're here to teach you all the top 5 new features. We're just getting started, so make sure to subscribe and come back and check it out. But we're going to go through them really quick, and then we'll dive deeper into this and in a couple different other videos. So the first one, before I do that, I do want to say we have one of the coolest features we've ever discovered with ChatGPT. So be sure to stay to the end. I've got amazing ideas for all of those of you that are actually doing videos on YouTube and how to make them go viral. So stay tuned to the end. Don't forget. All right, so let's get started. What's the first top new feature that you discovered with the new version of ChatGPT 4.0?
Well, the first thing is its language capabilities. It's so much broader, so it understands things at a deeper level. It's bringing so much perspective in, clear. It's not as clunky. It's amazing. And the speed is lightning fast. Lightning.
That's awesome. And so when you say, like, they always talk about a language model, right? So it's a larger language model. It's able to understand what you're saying. It's able to have longer conversations, kind of go back and forth, right?
It does go back and forth, which we'll talk about.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So actually I want to jump into that. So I want to share my screen, and you can actually share your screen with your iPhone. And I'm going to show you how it works on my app.
Which we learned from this. We asked it how to do this because we didn't know how to do it. And it gave us step by step by step. Right, Gal?
Exactly. It was pretty freaking sweet.
Yeah.
So here's my ChatGPT app right on my phone. So walk me through here. How do I utilize this new cell phone app feature?
Well, there's a couple new features that are here right off the bat. You'll notice those little micro or headphones right down there at the bottom. And when you click on that, also at the top, we've got 4.0, but when you click on it, there she is.
Tell me how to write a new real estate listing that will be powerful in a family-friendly tone.
She's thinking. I can't hear it. Can you? Can you hear it, Kelly? Oh, we can.
Okay, hopefully you can hear that. But basically it goes through and it'll explain it, and then it will also, if you couldn't hear it, I'm not sure, but I could hear it on my end. And then basically it'll explain it and then write it out here. So this is everything that she was writing to me or speaking to me, but you can choose the voice, you can choose like all kinds of different features on it.
Could you hear me saying I can't hear you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, good. So normally she would be talking all that out. And as a matter of fact, that bubble stays there the whole time she's talking. So when I first was doing this with her, I didn't know that it was being transcribed there. And I'm thinking, do I have to stay and listen to you the whole time, or can I just scoot right over here and find it? You can scoot right over and find it, which was great. It gave me the details of everything I was looking for. But the cool thing, which because we can't hear her, it won't be effective. But when you're doing it, you're talking and literally having a conversation. So for example, I asked it just to get started. I'm traveling next week, and I said, hey, I hear it's hard to walk on the streets of Lisbon because of cobblestones. She goes, yes, it is. It's beautiful there. So she has a normal conversation with me. She goes, yes, you'll have to wear a certain kind of shoe. I said, could you help me understand what kind of shoe? And she goes, yes. And so it wasn't like, here's the shoe. It was, here specifically. And I said, well, do they have sidewalks? Is the sidewalk smooth? She goes, no, sidewalks aren't smooth unless they're in newer areas. So the point was, we were carrying on a full conversation, all of which was being recorded on that transcript so that I could go reference it, which is awesome.
That's really cool. So you can do that currently on the cell phone app, but you can't do it on the computer just yet. But I'm sure they're coming out with that very soon,
They are.
which is awesome. Another thing that I want to do is I'm going to share my computer screen here. So if there was a link that I wanted to set up in here, I can take the link and, for instance, let's say 2024 real estate forecast. And I'm going to take this link and go over here, and I can paste it in here and say, summarize this link for me in 3 paragraphs. And remember, you want to make sure that you're in, can you see my screen okay?
Yep.
You want to, oh.
I think it's because you copied and pasted in versus I think I uploaded mine. Did I upload that link? Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I uploaded the link. Then it read it instantaneously. See what it's doing different now? It's searching the web. So now it's got all that data. And that's an important distinction that you just did there. There's a learning curve when you're doing this. When you're using ChatGPT, period, you'll just kind of go in. But see how it's got the references of the different places that it also found some information?
I love too is like, for instance, I did it up here, and when I was on this page, I just right-clicked here, but it was like the full link. It wasn't once I clicked on there. When I clicked on there and copied it from the actual website, I didn't even have to tell it, I want you to now do this. I just put the link in there, and it knew. It's the knowledge and like the ability to catch up pretty quickly and understand what I'm getting at is way better. Before we would have to prompt it like, I want this in a formal tone. I want this, you can still say all those things, but I feel like it's so much more efficient.
It's intuitive, and that's the word. It's intuitive to what you're looking for, and you can still direct it. You can still do prompts, but it's so much more intuitive.
Everything, just a quick little, you can always go back in some of your old ones and now change it from 3.5 to 4 to 4.0 if you want to have an updated feature to say, hey, this is what you sent me before, but now you're smarter, fix this. So I love that feature as well.
And just so you know, when it was just announced, they said it's free to everyone, and that is true. It's free for a limited period of time. However, it is bogged down like crazy, and I pay, and Kelly pays, the $20 for the 4, and so we don't have the delays. We get all the stuff faster than everybody else. But this program, this is a daily user and I would definitely download that app on your phone.
Oh, the app's amazing. You actually used the app on the phone. You were saying, hey, can you see my room? And how would you design this differently? So for us agents out there, right? You could be on the app and tell me how that worked.
That's coming. So it's going to be able to take a look at the room, and you could say, help me design this room. That's a video part of talking with it as well. And that's coming soon. And look how fast it's coming. In the meantime, though, I could just take a quick picture of it, load it in, and say, based on this picture, help me design this room. And you literally have a conversation back and forth. It's incredible. The phone is my favorite feature.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's like having your own personal assistant right there, right? So for those of you who are saying to add if you wanted to upload something, you just click on this little paperclip here and it'll go from there. The other cool thing is what you and I have really struggled with is the imagery. The imagery in the past has been okay, not even okay, really. It's just been pretty bad. So I would say now it's getting so much more evolved, right? So for instance, I said, create me an image. Oops, if I can spell.
You may want to get out of that feed.
We'll see how it works. Create me an image of an elephant with a cell phone in its hand or in its trunk. Something super random, right? Like nothing it's probably have, in any feed anywhere. They're going to have to definitely create it. And in the past, they've been very busy, very
Some
just awkward.
hands or trunks.
Yeah. It's very difficult. Okay. So like super clear. Now
That's actually pretty awesome.
It's awesome. Maybe we just say, all right, now remove the phone.
Oh, it did turn the trunk into a hand.
Yeah. So, maybe we just want an elephant, right? But the clarity of these images are so much better. Like that actually looks like an elephant, not like perfect.
Oh, there you go.
That's gorgeous. Like I don't know that I would have seen that before in the past in some of the old versions. Mm-hmm. So they're definitely making huge strides on the imagery. The other cool thing is on the computer and on the cell phone is you can click on this link and you hit this little select button. And let's just say I said, remove this hut. Let's see if it works. This hut.
Yeah, because before it would redo a whole picture.
Yeah. And it wouldn't necessarily keep, because sometimes you'd be like, man, I really like that photo. I just want this one little tweak gone. It would do that. And now I feel like, now it's still not perfect because we were playing around with this earlier, but you can definitely adjust some things. Hopefully this is going to work. Yes. So it did. Perfect. So like loved the elephant, didn't want the weird creepy hut in the background. Now I've got an actual elephant that looks legit, right?
Yeah. And it's just going to keep getting better and better and better.
Yeah. It's scary, but it's also amazing.
Yeah.
So then you can just download that. That's perfect. I always like to say good job. So the last number 5 is the amount of GPTs that are out there. So these are people are creating other AI platforms just like this that are these GPT versions of different writing, different productivity. Canva's in here. There's so many different options now to really, with this new version.
What's happening here is when they discovered ChatGPT or with 4.0, all these developers and stuff said, oh man, I'm going to just ask it, how do I create a bot on whatever? And so they created it because these are like little bots and they are able to publish them in here and you can go in and work with all those individual ones. These are just enhancements that individuals have done because of 4.0. Yeah, and see, that's not Dolly. This is image creator that this guy created.
So this is somebody's personal creation, and there's so many more options on the new 4.0 version. So you can really do a deep dive in there. There's even like a laundry buddy. There's Excel formula ones. There's tons of different options. But like, for instance, if I was going to have someone write me a listing or about the 2024 real estate, forecast, I could use this image and have that as something that I, so that I'm not out there stealing, somebody else's image, or I have to go take a photo or whatever the case may be. Here's a really pretty photo. It looks, legit. Again, if there's issues like the boat looks a little wonky, maybe the stairs are a little wonky, you can always edit it and then say, remove the boat, remove these items. And then you can use that as your image for your post, like that 3-paragraph post could be your Facebook or LinkedIn post or something like that. But I feel like this new version is leaps and bounds above all the others so far. So it's really exciting to see. And we're going to dive into this as we get going. The more things that we can discover about ChatGPT, we're going to bring them to you. So make sure to subscribe. And the final amazing little tip that we had talked about in the beginning. So, Mom, you discovered this is essentially you can take a transcript of, let's say, a podcast or even a YouTube video like we have right here, and you can upload it, right?
Yep.
Upload it to ChatGPT 4.0, and what happens?
So I'm watching all these different 4.0 videos yesterday, like, well, not even yesterday, for the past 6 days, all these different things. And one of them talked about if you did podcasts, how you can clean them up, because some podcasts have got some boring spots in them, whatever, and it's not even about like a blooper, it's just boring. And so this guy took his transcript from the podcast, he put it in ChatGPT, and he said, analyze this podcast so that it's really compelling, and tell me what pieces should go and what I should keep, primarily what should go. And so it did it right down to where the minute was within that podcast, so you could go in there in your editing tool, just chop those pieces out, put it together, and boom, now you got a potentially viral video that's on there. And the way we can do that is because we do these where we record them on Zoom, right? Well, it separates out just the audio. So I can get that audio transcript and do the exact same thing and put it into chat and say that. So now even before I go put it in and fail, I'll exceed before I even put it up there. How about that?
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's our special little tip of the day for anyone who's starting a YouTube channel or has a YouTube channel and is just looking for a more efficient way to, like right now we use a virtual assistant that goes in and physically cuts out the things that they think that are not necessarily valid, but we can now have them either do this, or we can do it and say, hey, here's the feedback, take these items out, redo it for us and send it back. So I'm super pumped about that. There's so many cool features about these programs. So be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to come back and check us out for more. We'll be diving deeper into these different categories and coming up with some more top 10, top 5 reviews of the new ChatGPT. So thank you so much for watching.
And we would love to have conversations with you. If you've got questions on some of this stuff, ask us some questions. We don't necessarily know all the answers, but I'm going to go to ChatGPT 4.0 and find out for you.
Right. All right. Thanks, guys. Come back and see us soon.
Bye.